Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another game of Super Rugby Pacific. This one's got a very special feel. It's coming live from Fiji, and it is the Fijian Drua taking on the Blues. Now, this game, one thing's for sure, it's going to be high scoring. I don't know who's going to be getting more of the points. I feel like the Blues will definitely feel that they could get the best of the Fijian Drua, but then remembering last time they played at this exact game, Churchill Park, or this exact ground, I should say, they actually beat the Crusaders. So who knows how this match is going to be going, but it's certainly going to be an entertaining one. I cannot wait to see the result. But looking through at the Fijian Drua starting lineup, it will be Hiriti Hitit alongside Tavita Ikanaveri and Samu Tawake as the front row. Isoa Nasilasila and T. Ahuaru Tharika Davita will be slotting in as the locks. Then Vilivi Mira, Kitioni Salawa, and Elia Thanakai Vata at number 8. Now, he's been doing very well recently at 8, Thanakai Vata, even though in his debut, I believe he actually slotted in about 6 or 7, but they've decided he's best off the back, and having that versatility of Thorika Davita to be able to play lock alongside loose forward, very handy indeed. But Frank Lamani, Tite Teller, the 19 combo, Ironi Sal alongside Kalaviti Ravovo and Osifu Masi in the midfield, Celestino Ravatamata out on the other wing, and then Eliza Durasisi starting in at number 15. So a very strong Fijian Drua lineup. Hopefully they do go very well in this game. We have got Mr. Billy in the chat a little bit earlier on. Let's go the Drua, empty the tank on the field. The Drua are going to get whips, says Spider-Man. I don't know about that. I think they're going to be definitely holding their own for a bit of this contest. They go stronger at home, the Drua. But yeah, an upset if they win, says Nazi Williams. Fun fact, no matter what happens, Chiefs will still be in first. And the Chiefs do still have their game a little bit later on up against the Crusaders, which will be a very entertaining one. I predict the Chiefs to choke come business end of the season, says Nazi Williams. And also so much rugby on today, says Nobum. Yeah, it's going to be an entertaining one from this game all the way through to Leinster taking on Toulouse. It's going to be exciting. Looking through at the Blues starting lineup, though. Ofa Tuangafasi at number 1. Sawani Vikina starting at 2. So no Kurt Eklund in that starting side. And then Marcel Renata slots in as number 3. Cameron Suafua and Sam Derry, the locking duo. Adrian Choke, Dalton Papali'i, and Hoskins Satutu, the loose forward trio. Looking through at the back line, Finlay Christie alongside Bowden Barrett at number 10. Caleb Clark, Harry Plummer, of course, no RTS in that midfield anymore. Rico Ioane, Tenuelu Talia out on the right, and then Zahn Sullivan at number 15. So no Pirafeta in the starting lineup, but instead, he actually isn't going to be on the bench, fun fact. Will instead be Bryce Heem and AJ Lamb. So they have decided against Pirafeta as an option. I think that was because he got injured in the last matchup. Let's go the Drua, says Levi. Good morning, Amish. Nice to see you. See Scoden. Welcome in, mate. You are doing very well and you are excited for this upcoming fixture taking place in Fiji. You can see the players already sweating. I believe it's quite warm in Lautoka at the moment. We'll quickly get the Google and see exactly what temperature they are sitting, but I would assume mid-20s at the moment for Lautoka at a guess. Lautoka, nope, not going to behave itself. For some reason, it corrected to laptop. For Fiji at the moment, sitting 23 degrees or somewhere around there at this contest. So it's going to be a warm one. Players are going to definitely have to pace themselves. The Drua like to start quick, and they have that little bit of a quiet patch, and then they finish a match with a lot of intensity. I think is what they'll need to do up against the Blues. They are sitting relatively high on the table at the moment, the Blues. Culture round of Super Rugby. We're already up to round 10, which feels very weird because it was only like 2 weeks ago I thought that the competition started, and now we're almost at the business end of the comp. But there are still 3 games coming up later on today. The Drua will win, says Aksha. I mean, at this ground, the last game that they played here was up against the Crusaders, and they were victorious. They managed to get themselves the victory. What is the time in Fiji? I believe it's the same as New Zealand. I'll go Fiji time. I believe, 2:05 p.m. at the moment in Fiji as well. They are on the same time zone as us. It looks like the Blues are lining up and ready to face the Fijian Drua as they do their pre-match rituals. Get us almost underway. Got some big boys, though, in that Fijian pack. Huaru Tharika Daviti was playing brilliantly. But Tasman, the likes of a Finlay Christie will know exactly how powerful that man is. Been training with him all throughout the regular Bunnings NPC season. I'm looking to see if any other players are normally Tasman Marcos. I don't think they are, though. I think it's only Finlay Christie out of everyone that is showing there. And 2 p.m. says Aksha. So yeah, nice afternoon game of rugby we have got for ourselves here. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one. I think this is match of the weekend. Even though Chiefs vs Crusaders is just around the corner, I think this one's going to take the cake. Definitely with it being in Fiji. Osefa Masi started his Super Rugby Pacific campaign extremely well. 6 tries, 22 defenders beaten so far for that man. But just quickly jumping back to Tasman, it is rumoured, and I think it's almost confirmed that Lester Whainā Nuku going to be heading his way off to France after the World Cup. So the Crusaders, they'll be missing a winger, which makes me wonder whether or not, with the Blues having such a stacked side in terms of their numbers, maybe we do see a Blues player make their way down south. Must be a full house. Looks pretty close to it. Of course, anytime that they play there in Fiji, the crowd always turn up. And that is why I feel Super Round, when they had all of the games taking place from the same ground, that should have been in Fiji rather than in Melbourne. They would have had a much better atmosphere throughout those contests. And also, I want to see a leg of the Sevens circuit in Fiji. The fact that Fiji have got themselves a gold medal in all sorts, yet they don't have a Sevens leg at home seems really weird. I think jersey of both these teams will be similar from the logos, says Coding. And there they are a little bit. So the Blues, they are wearing their normal blue strip for today. The FIJIAN DRUA in their alternate kit, which is their little bit of white. The Blues actually doing the Haka as well, I should mention, facing off with the FIJIAN DRUA. And Ikanaveri actually starting his Haka early. He was yelling at one of the Blues players anyway. And also not many tickets left for the Chiefs vs Crusaders game. Most are on the ends of the stands, says Novmum. How much are they charging for those end of stand seats, Novmum? Hopefully not a huge amount. Hopefully are able to sell it out. Because that's the thing, Crusaders versus Chiefs, if I remember rightly, at Orange Theory Stadium, it was nowhere near sold out. And they actually had about half empty seats, which was really disappointing for that contest. But I wonder if they had it again down there, maybe would have a different result or a different environment in terms of how many people turned up. Kadavo, Hammy, wow, everybody picking the draw to win. Just $500 for the Blues to win. There's Spotamec. And there's I mean, people are looking at them as the underdogs in this game, the FIJIAN Drua. So people will pick the FIJIAN Drua right through this game. Even if Fiji are down by 30, people will pick them to be able to win. But the favourites are the Blues. You never know. Super Rugby, at the end of the day, these games can easily go either way. Just look what happened with the FIJIAN Drua and the Crusaders. They fought hard throughout that matchup. They were down, and then they managed to fire back. They found that intensity that they needed. It's just the discipline. That is the big deciding point for this match, because the Blues, last year, they were known as the side to give away 10 to 15 penalties per match. This year, they've been a little bit better, whereas the Drua, they still have a lot of penalties. And the big thing is, if you're going to give away penalties, it's not great, but it's better than a yellow card. As soon as you get a yellow card, the Blues will capitalize. And same can be said, when the Blues get a yellow card, the Drua will be able to do that same thing from 38 to 71. Okay, so it's still relatively up there in terms of pricing. Definitely if you add food and everything. And if you've got a family that you're taking, you'll be looking at a few hundred to be able to make it happen. Showing there, Sam Derry managed to get himself a try last week. Now today, Teller ready to kick this one off. The game starting 5 minutes later than anticipated, but with the 2 Hakas, of course, it is always going to be a little bit later to get us underway. You know, Keith in charge of this game. Hopefully the refereeing is good, because the last few games with the FIJIAN Drua involved, it seemed to be a little bit more 50-50 than anything. Today, Teller kicks us off for the match in Latoka. Nicely taken deep inside of the 22 by Zahn Sullivan. Puts it downfield, manages to find touch with a massive touch finder. A bit disappointed with how far they've decided that kick has gone out. It's about 40 metres out now, and the FIJIAN Drua will have themselves the line out. And do the, says Mr. Billy. I assume that was maybe press the enter button too soon. We'll wait to see what the rest of that one is. Now, Ikanaveri throwing the ball in, nicely deflected by Akiriawani, but it's picked up by Hiareti Hitit, and the FIJIAN Drua will have the first attacking opportunity of the day. Parakaivata now takes up contact up to the 22. Another big run from Samutuake. Frank Lamani off to Te Ahuaru Wharekadavita. Blues defence looking relatively solid at the moment, not allowing too many extra meters to be made by the Fijian Drua. They will keep on throwing themselves at the line. What happened to the German Anton off the radar or injured? I think he's injured at the moment. Although I think it's also the fact that Akiriwani has come back. Nice offload from the Fijian Drua. Might have been forwards, so Bowden Barrett picks it up and boots it downfield into touch. They'll go back for the knock on, though, for the Blues inside of their 22. But yeah, I think it's because Akiriwani also came back at around that same time. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for Anton. I'm not sure what his injury extent is, but I know he had a little bit of something earlier on. It might have been ankle and knee or somewhere around there. They are just checking to see the knock on, and yes, from that angle it is. And Haka, what Haka? The Blues did a Haka before the game. They were in 3 lines. I don't think it was Kamate or anything like that. It may have been more of a local one, but yeah, because it's culture round, was the players going back to their roots. We did actually see quite a bit of information about the players earlier on in the week. We got to see that Anton is German. We knew that though. We also got to see that Lester Fainanuku has German roots as well. Like the stream says, Janae, welcome in, Janae. The meme master, as I like to call you. And anyone going to this Chiefs versus Satyrs? I'm interested. I know that Novmum's seen the prices, but I don't believe she's going to the game. But we've got a couple other people up in Waikato who might consider going. Johnny might head down. Johnny Blaze. Or Marco Vanapola Bear, as you guys know him. And the ball was at the back. You weren't moving, says Ben O'Keefe. So we're going to have another scrum reset here. Crowd definitely getting him behind their side. Kurt Eklund not playing in this contest, just running the drinks with Ricky Riccatelli coming off the bench instead. What nationality is Mark Talia? I believe he is Fijian, if I'm not wrong. Mark Talia, Fijian roots, but then he did end up playing for the All Blacks. So I believe if he wanted to go back to playing for Fiji, he'd have to have 3 years of no internationals for the All Blacks in that new process that they have got. But yeah, he said straight away he wants to play for the All Blacks rather than Fiji because he had the option of being able to play for both. Now, Caleb Clark, short ball to Zahn Sullivan, looked for the little lap around, but I don't think Clark knew it was coming. Bowden Barrett pass on the outside to Mark Talia, now bumping through. 2 tackles, running out of space down the wing, but just manages to stay in the field of play. And Finlay Christie gets the ball out the back, goes across to Bowden Barrett. Now Sullivan was waiting with the left boot, looking for the 50-22. He'll get it downfield. I believe it was close to out on the full. They will be going back for the initial penalty. Also, we have got there. I won't be going. We'll watch from home. My eyes playing up something chronic. Being outside makes it worse, says Nob there. Yeah, so it's probably best to chill out on the couch. Although you've got a nice setup, don't you? You've got the 3 screens? Or the 2 screens in the TV, I think it was from last time on the Discord, if I remember rightly. A nice dry field and weather for run, says Nazi Williams. Yeah, it looks like a very nice day at the moment in Fiji. Hopefully it stays that way. My parents are actually going to Fiji in 3 weeks' time. That's a big kick from Bowden Barrett. Too much juice and too much straightness on that one. It does end up rolling dead, so they'll go right back to where Barrett kicked it from. Yes, 3 monitors. Says non-mum there and draw all the way. Says Viniana. But yeah, my parents are going over there. My dad is playing in a golf tournament in Fiji. Mum's going to be heading over to chill out, enjoy the sun. Although that is during the busy season for myself, so I'm at home doing streams. And ref, please be neutral. Yeah, I think Ben O'Keefe, we've got a lot more chance of a fair game in this matchup. Mainly because that game up against the Brumbies, I still look at it and go, how did it get to that stage? And because the Brumbies won by so much, people overlook it and go, nah, it's fine. They won anyway. But no, that turning point, the referees pretty much just put on their blindfolds and said, anytime I hear anything going against the Fijians, maybe another last-minute penalty kick from Valentini today, says Mr. Billy. I don't know, we've had some close games at the moment throughout this round of Super Rugby. The Brumbies, they end up losing by 5 points, I believe it was. And then the Waratahs managed to beat the Highlanders by 1 point. So those games, hopefully all weekend would be great. And I use it to watch YouTube, Netflix, and Sky Sport. There's non-mum that's gone down on the front row. Looks like Frank Lamani wanted to take the quick dip, but unfortunately, they will just have to reset again. It's keen as well to run here, Lamani, in front of a home crowd. Culture round as well for these Fijian players. They will be fired up to the max. Ground in Fiji are hard and suits Fiji better. See who spotted Mick? I mean, we're going to see a lot of free flowing rugby, which is great news. And that's why I also wonder why they don't have a Sevens League in Fiji, seeing as pretty good conditions. Being able to keep that running rugby going. A massive party at yours, Hamish, when they go? No. I feel like if I was to throw a massive party or even try and organize a party, I don't know whether I could get 10 people to a party at my house. It would be George, Daniel, Daniel's girlfriend. I don't know who else to invite. There's like, I mean, I've got people who I know, but it would just be a small gathering. We might have a barbecue. Wouldn't that be nice? Nice wee barbecue. And who are you picking for the quarterfinalists? Says a flying pan man and Toulouse sevens tomorrow, says Mr. Billy. Not quite. Couple more weeks till the Toulouse sevens. That's a good finder from Fiji, getting 15 metres out from the line now. And the line out opportunity. Invite the Auckland crew. You get Tony and his partner. I think he's married that I know of. Tony and his partner. I don't think they are married. You've got all us, bro. Yeah, although I'd have to give out my address online and then you guys would like swap me. Or you guys, not you, Nazi, but some random person would be like, right, we'll send cops to his house just for fun. You will be living alone with your parents gone or doing a night out with friends. No, I'll be living alone for about 2.5 or 2 weeks or something like that while they're away. Don't worry, I can look after myself, as hard as it is to believe. It's a bit sad though, because there will be no cat here. So it'll just be me. Normally I have Billy to keep me company, but he's in the ground, sadly. Now Fijian Drua 10 metres out from the line. A little bit of a counter ruck there from Harry Plummer. Just manages to not give away the penalty now off to the right-hand side. Good carry from the captain. Like he wanted it again as well. He's keen at the moment at Canaveri. Fired up. Warriors or Roosters? Ooh. I mean, I'd like to say Warriors, but what we saw in that second half up against the Storm was a little bit of a throwback to old Warriors last season. So it's a tricky one. The Roosters, I always say, are a tough side, and they're kind of a side that can win on any given day, no matter who they're playing, just whether or not they go well. But picking the semi-finalists, or the quarterfinalists, sorry, I'll quickly get the Super Rugby table up. A nice turnover there from the Blues, but they did not get on in the process. Oops, I typed in Super Rugby Blues. I got excited. Yeah, the table at the moment because I want to see who's in ninth. The Force are in ninth. I honestly don't. Oh, but the Fijian Drua below them. Yeah, I don't see the Force finishing above the Drua, which is a bold call. I think the Drua will be either 7, 8, or 9. Blues have secured it. Crusaders, Hurricanes, Chiefs, and Brumbies are all confirmed. But the Tars, that's where it goes interesting. From 6 down to 11, all have a good crack. A man hasn't had a coffee or tea in his life. He says he can look after himself. You should have seen me yesterday, Junaid. I was an absolute mess. We were covered in fish blood, which is a weird sentence for anyone who didn't watch that stream. But pretty much we went fishing for kahawai. Boy, we were catching a lot of them. We were hauling them in back pretty much back to back. And then a couple of them, unfortunately, did have to sacrifice their bodies. That sounds dodgy. They had to be put down. So, yeah, I had fish blood on my shorts, on my legs. Luckily, I cleaned it off my arms, but I just looked rough yesterday. And George was here too. He didn't actually butcher any of them, which seems weird because he's the farm boy. Yet I had to chop the fishies up. That's going to go into touch. Not the best kick from Celestino Ravatamata, but it will do just for now. Relieving a bit of the pressure. 10 minutes into this contest already, we are still 0-0 between these two sides, ladies and gentlemen. But we actually had the GoPro on for that, and it was incredible stuff because you could actually see the school of fish following my lure through the water. Like, I caught one, and because all of the fish were so hungry, the one would swim and 20 other fish would just swarm behind it, waiting for it to spit it out. And I got it on GoPro footage, and it's incredible scenes. Nature in it. Now, nice pass out wide to Zahn Sullivan, trying to break his way through. Nice pass out to Mark Talia, carving up. Oh, he's dropped it again. It's gone forward now. An opportunity for Ravovo try and break his way through, playing at number 12 for this contest. Tackled well by Cameron Suafua, got the turnover. We're going back for the initial knock on. If he's a farm boy, are you a city boy? Or not even city, I'm a town boy. Or as we call them, a townie. Like, that's the best way of putting it pretty much. Like, yeah, I struggle to kill flies normally. Like if a fly's there, I'm like, I've caught it. Yeah, I might put it outside, save the hassle. Don't want to get the fly guts on my hand. Yesterday, I had to try and rip this fish apart, unfortunately. And where can we see this footage? Says, it's nowhere yet, but it's on my hard drive. So I have to put it somewhere, won't I? I just have to cut some parts out. Like when I was trying to, this is quite graphic. Warning, anyone who gets squeamish. I was trying to um make the fish deceased. So cut the normal artery that you do up the bottom of the gills. Did the neck twist or the neck snap. It's brutal. But this fish was still alive after doing both of those. So I had to get a rock and, unfortunately. Yeah, that's all on camera. Luckily, I was looking too far up with the GoPro, so you can't actually see a nice run from Mark Talia, but they're going back for another penalty in favour of the Fijian Drua. Is it raining there in Fiji? Nah, it's nice. Even though thunderstorms are expected in Fiji for some parts, nice sunny day, about 24, 25 degrees. How big are the flies down there? No, they're just normal little ones like that. We saw one was actually on live stream yesterday with me and George. He's probably hanging around because we smelt like fish. Anyone who's tuning in now, hello. And not an efficient killer, no. It didn't help that the knife was very blunt as well, though, so that didn't work out too well for me. Yeah, we actually probably are going straight after this live stream in between the two games. You felt sorry yesterday for those fishes? I did. And it's one of those ones that, you don't want to have. But then what is fishing when you think about it? Like really deep down, you are trying to hook it through its, like, ugh. Imagine getting hooked there. That would hurt. Oh, stolen by Dalton, but they end up giving away the ball and not supporting the body weight. Asefa Masi was almost through. Hoskins Atutu holds him by his jersey and says, "You are not going through there. Today's other part of the season where the Chiefs start choking," says Nazi Williams. And we talked about it all of yesterday. I feel the Chiefs, to be a stronger side, need to have a defeat before going into the finals playoff games. Because if they don't, they'll feel a little bit invincible, and that's when you end up getting knocked out in a quarterfinal or something, which would be a shame. I messed up. I should have said a not and an fish. Efficient. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you had the chance, didn't you? You'll get the next one, though. You're pretty quick with the puns. I was telling a brilliant pun yesterday, and I can't remember it now. How big is the crowd? I'd say 95% capacity at the moment, maybe even 98. Like, there's not many gaps on the stands that they could have fit more people in. Nicely taken by Drua Sisi at the back for the Fijian Drua after 14 minutes. Still yet to have a point scored. And it's funny because at the start of this match, I was like, for sure, this game's going to be a high scoring one. I might have been very wrong. Afternoon, the Kiwi there. It's a nice sunny day for a barbecue. T-bone steaks and the Blues to win in there. And you murder a fish? That's not you, Hammy, says Spider Mick. Yeah, I had to yesterday, unfortunately. That's because George wouldn't, though. So Farm Boy wouldn't do it. So what I did was I held up a bit of the guts towards me, almost threw up, which was quite funny to capture on camera. In Latoka, says Junaid. Yeah, this game, same location as the Crusaders were beaten. That ball is knocked on by the Blues again. They're just having these little errors at the moment that are stopping the, I guess, momentum of play. Wangafasi, not happy with dropping that ball. Yep, says Cheyenne. And then Latoko Churchill Park. So yeah, the exact same ground which the Fijian Drua were able to come from behind, beat the Crusaders. And that was kind of the part of the Crusaders season where everyone was like, maybe they're beatable this year. I mean, it feels weird to know live stream today, says Brandon, although I'm sure you've earned a good couple day break. Farm Boy Fiddler can kill a fish or can't kill a fish, says Octodad there. And you the GoPro captured your full crime that you did yesterday. We want that footage to be uploaded. Well, you can't call it a crime, though, because if you call it a crime, if it was considered a crime, I certainly wouldn't be uploading it because then that's like incriminating. But yeah, it's not a crime to kill a fish. I struggled because I don't like hurting the little fellas, but yeah. One of them, like, is this too graphic? One of them, like, the lure went right down its throat, and it actually from the pretty much what happens is fish below their gill have like a vein or like a main artery, and from how deep this fish inhaled, I believe it actually cut its own artery. So it was pretty much almost bled out by the time it got to the shore. So yeah, that one was a mercy killing because it was not in a good way. Nice run from Frank Lamani inside. Oh, it's dropped again. Everyone's dropping the ball today. It's dry as. No, oh, that's a big shot to the spine. Talia with the wedgie at the moment. He won't be liking that. And it's going to be a knock on from the Fijians. And you should put the game live on your stream. Talk about the game, says Shane. We did have a stoppage there. So that's why we weren't really talking about it too much. We had to wait for the scrum and everything to take place. Yeah. Also, we have got there Daniel's still predicting 20 plus. What happens to 30 plus? Says Blues Nate there. And full of bit of a rivalry going on. What sort of fish? It was in the end Kawai. So they're a school fish. So you throw one in, you catch it, and then literally next cast you got another like 2 seconds later. It's literally crazy the amount of fish that were in there. Now the ball is going to be fed in. Nicely taken by the Blues on the halfway line. Bodenbarra, quick hands to Rico Ioane. Great tackle made again by the Fijian Drua. Both sides have been defending extremely well throughout this match, although Caleb Clark now down the wing's going to be a hard man to stop. Drives hard, but does end up getting tackled by Kitioni Salawa. Big shot on Adrian, showed by Thana Kaivata. Used to taking those one-on-one challenges on due to the sevens. Now Finlay Christie almost through. 15 metres out from the line now. The Blues, their best attacking chance. Oh, the knock on. Best attacking chance of the day. And they threw it away. Is Big Red on? He is not. That stage. Killing a fish is a legit or not, Hammy? Is a legit. Like, you're allowed to. If you've caught it, that's kind of what fishing is. If you've ever eaten like a hoki or a salmon fillet, like the fish, it didn't just magically get there. Someone had to have a bit of a chat with the fishy and say, hey, listen, you're going to be food. Are the Blues players looking tired? Yeah, there's some deep breaths being taken. This game, even though we've had so many scrums, has been played at a high tempo, which makes it tricky. Post picks on the Discord, says Janae. It could be an option. I have to get the best ones, I think. But like these fish are 7, 8 pound, 6 pound. Like you're not getting anything less than a 5 pound fish each time you catch something. So they're all eatable fish. We caught 12 yesterday, but we only kept 3. And we actually gave them to and he's not quite elderly. He's like mid 60s, early or late 50s. We gave them to him. And he's going to try and smoke them. So that was nice to do. And also we have got there Tuisova play for Drua. He does not. I wish he did. I wish that they didn't give away Vinaya Habosi to Racing 92 because I feel like that would have been phenomenal if he was there. Odin Barrett trying to test out the football skills there. Ends up knocking the ball on the ground, though. Hot as there, says Nazi Williams. There as well. What happens about the hippos? Says Brandon. Yeah, we haven't talked about hippos this week, have we? This stage. Now, ball going to be fed in by Frank Lamani. 14 metres out from the line. Waiting for this one. Ilya Thanakovata goes off the back, goes to Lamani. Now, that was close to Ford. After Kitione Ravova, but short ball. Now Drua Sese. Nice space. Bowden Barrett makes the tackle on the 22. Ball's going to be knocked on, though, by the Fijian Drua. Flick pass from Hoskins to Tutu. Waiting for this one to bounce up was Rico Ioane. Now Clark passes to Sullivan with that massive left boot way down the field. It's gone almost out on the full, so they'll go right back to where he kicked it from, and it was inside of the Blues 22 where he kicked that, but it did get taken back. Are you telling me my pet chicken is the same thing as the chicken I get from KFC? Almost, but not quite. Be sure to treat that chicken right, you know. Give it plenty of wheat. That's actually what I used to feed the chickens out the road. Did you say sorry to the fish before you took his poor life? I actually did. That's the slightly funny thing about it. I was apologizing to the fish as I was doing the deed of taking it to the fishy afterlife. But then also, yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't know why I end up having to do it. I'm reading your message now, Jokes. How are you? It's like no one wants to win this game, says Nov Mum. Yeah, staying pretty even at the moment. 20 minutes gone, nil all between these two sides. But I'm sure the intensity will keep on building. Sweat making the ball slippery or anything? Maybe, but moisture none in the air. Ground's dry as, so you just assume that it is just a little bit of sweat, and also maybe just the passes not being as accurate as they need to be. And that Fijian pass was way forward, yeah, only by about 2 meters, 4:30 in the morning for Tene. And there, so yeah, welcome. And we are going to be doing the Leinster versus Racing 92, or sorry, not Racing 92, Toulouse. Now, Bowden Barrett breaks the line, kicking behind, got plenty of pace, nicely picked up though from Drua Sasi. Had to take that one nicely. That was a foot trip from Zahn Sullivan on the ground. That should be a penalty against him. But they are going to say play on. Big shot attempted by Caleb Clark, but he got bumped off by the Fijian player. And fishing not for you, Amish, says John. I mean, it's fun. I just feel bad for the fish. Like, I enjoy the process of trying to work out where the fish are. And what's the best quality of chicken you have eaten? I actually had shout out Countdown Chicken. I had I can't remember what it was. Sage and onion chicken from Countdown the other week, and boy, it was tender. But yeah, I don't know whether that'd always be that tender, but yeah, that was the best chicken I can remember for a while. It was great work from Drua Sisi, though, to be able to keep his composure. We'll just see here, Zahn Sullivan goes for the foot trip, which is illegal. You're not allowed to do that, but I was the only one who saw it. Caleb Clark got bumped off, though. Lamani sat him down, and I don't know why, but that seemed very satisfying because Caleb Clark was leading in like this. The fact that he got bumped off, you kind of like to see it. And all of Ireland players versus all of France, pretty much, it's going to be a great one. Reckon the draw can cause an upset today. Blues late to the party. Well, the thing is, after 21 minutes, and now we have got a drinks break, I should mention, ladies and gentlemen. But the fact that they're not out of this game yet, the Fijian Drua, and they are showing that they have been able to keep up with them. Now, they're $4 underdogs, and to be honest, I think that there's going to be a time where the Blues will multiple tries in a short amount of time. But I think that the Fijian Drua methodically may be able to get a try every once in a while that may keep them in it. This week all about food, says Brandon. Lions versus the Pumas. Lions well, or Lions won well. And humidity is 72% there and 30 degrees. So yeah, it's pretty warm for the players. You'd assume that a little bit of sweat would be on the ball. I think it's just when you get to that certain heat, your decision making starts to go away a little bit. And true, Hamish, the draw looking solid right now. Like for $4 underdogs, they're probably not doing too badly because going into this match, they would have been a lot higher than that. But at 21 minutes down, the Blues, I want to say we'll have more in the gas tank when we get to the end of this matchup. But the Fijian draw bench looking very strong. Like I mentioned earlier on, like they're pretty solid. Dolakoto, Takiri, Tiko, Manimbi, Tamani, Matawalu, Valatini, and also Abasalumi Vota. A good option at the end. Nice kick in behind from Zahn Sullivan. Now nicely taken by Ravatamata. Goes across to Ikanaveri, the captain. Tries to break through Adrian Chote's tackle. Does get taken down, though, 25 meters out from his own line. Now Lamani goes off to the short side. Big run from Thanakai Vata, almost piercing that gap. Now Lamani again goes back to Tite Teller, puts the ball high. And for this one to come down was Mark Talia, knocks it backwards. Nicely taken by Bowden Merritt, though. Now goes across to Caleb Clark. Goes for the kick of his own off the left. He's seen the space. Brilliant kick from Caleb Clark, and he'll get the 50-22, and that will be only 5 meters out. Oh, okay, it was carried back. Never mind. Change back. And also, the fish was hungry, and you were hungry, so the fish ate the bait, and you ate the fish. There's Cheyenne there. And also, after halftime, the draw out of puff. The Blues pounce. Spider-Mick, and also we have got, what do you think about the Pakistan team? Don't able to win the series versus B team of the Black Caps. Still drawn by people don't watch Pakistan cricket. Says coding there. I think it was a series that, like, to be honest, there wasn't a huge amount of hype behind here in New Zealand. But, like, I guess, yeah, for New Zealand to get 2-2 in that series, they'll be happy enough with that. And no one likes cricket. All Pacifica people like rugby. Although I actually play a bit of cricket. We actually got cricket videos on the channel. We do cricket commentary as well. But Some people do stick to rugby, don't they? Come on, someone get a try. I'm freaking hungry. Talia got butterfingers today. Here's Nazir Williams. Right, the Blues taking that one nicely. Sawani Vakina now with the ball at the back of the rolling maul. 23 minutes in. Trying to think of the longest time it's taken for a first point to be scored in a Super Rugby fixture. It would be a long time, but maybe this is the longest so far this season. Who's Moana playing? They have got their next game up against the Rebels. That is at 4:35. Nice run from Harry Plummer. Finds the offload up to Caleb Clark. Extremely flat pass, but still going to be all right. No one's really given away an advantage in attack and territory either, which is interesting. Doesn't mean both sides have had to rely. Oh, there we go. First advantage. And that's going to be Thanakai Vata, who is penalised. The Blues have got 3 points if they want. Nice offload to Finlay Christie. I say that name very weird now, unfortunately. It doesn't quite run off the tongue. Sam Derry around the side, 5 metres out from the line. Sawani Vakina puts it down and we'll go back for the penalty. Also, we have got there about the KFC, the finger-licking good stuff. And I'm 13. I had my first game of club rugby today. We won 60 points to 14. Nice. I made 3 tries. Good stuff. Whereabouts do you play, Cheyenne? There's a positioning. Awesome, Cheyenne. Keep it up, dude. And the KFC. Is it any right? There was no arms in the tackle of Thanakai Vata. Right, they're taking on the 3 points, which is a good decision because no one's really done too much in terms of that 5 metres out from the line. We've seen a lot of drop balls. Auckland Papatoto. Says Jan. But Barrett waits for his kicking tee. She is now being delivered. But yeah, I think Meta also may have given away one of those 2 penalties. I think he was the offside and Thanakai Vata was the no arms. Right, Barrett now. 151 matches for that man. Kiora from Malaysia. What's happening? Says Distracted Sports. Welcome in, mate. Low scoring game. First points of the day now have been scored. That is by the Blues. How is Malaysia treating you? Distracted Sports. It'd be pretty humid there at the moment, won't it? About maybe 28 degrees with about a 70% humidity. And I guess where in New Zealand you're from? I am from the South Island, about halfway up in a small town. Pretty much smack bang in between Christchurch and Dunedin. Straight in the middle is where I am. Would like McDonald's or KFC? There's a tinny. You go through phases. Like I hadn't had KFC for about 3 months at the start of this year. Just because I didn't feel like I needed it. But then I had chicken tenders from there the other day, and they weren't bad. So it's a tricky one. That's going to be fired back into the pocket for Bowden Barrett. Sit downfield, doesn't find touch. And now FIJIAN Drua with another chance. Create an attack. Drua tries to get through the tackle of Hoskins Satutu, but he is dragged out on the halfway line. Bit of a counter ruck there from Hoskins Satutu. Rico Ioane picks the ball up, knocks it on again, because there have been a lot of those throughout this contest now. Ball's going to be kicked back. That's playing the ball on the ground, so they go back for the original penalty. We got Papatoto Papadelli here, says John. Oosh. Says Lightfoot is hot. I'll put on about 20 kit already. How long you been there, Distracted Sports? Only like a week, is it? Wow, that's impressive. You've been enjoying the culture. And League for My Skills says a Denny. And for awkward land, mental fickle at the best of times, heating conditions could add to their woes, says Shane. Draw allowed to stay close. Blues going to get bullied, says Shane. Soul Surf represents a Cheyenne. They are just showing here, tried to kick that ball back on the ground, which you are not allowed to do. Which is why there was a penalty against the Fijian Drua, which is now starting to become a little bit more common. And 9 days ago, I saw a good cricket match on this channel. Did you? Well, hopefully in the next 9 days, we should have another one up. Fingers crossed. It's tricky to split it. Oh, that's a nice run. Split in the defense of the Blues. That is going to be Zahn Sullivan charging that one down now. Caleb Clark down the left-hand side, trying to find a gap. Big shot put in there by Lamani, looking at the liver and deciding he wants to try and strike it, just like Tank did to Ryan Garcia. Now Christie round to the right-hand side. Bowden Barrett. Good carry. Putting the body on the line. Talia goes through. Can he hang on to the ball today? He's broken one tackle, throws it back to Christie again. Now Zahn Sullivan. They're playing advantage as well. Rico Ioane, he's through and he's over. And it's the first try of the match for the Blues. Rico Ioane does manage to score. How's the discipline so far for both teams? It's actually been pretty decent inside of their own halves. Round that halfway line, we're seeing quite a few. Ball rush for my school. There's a Lightfoot. We used to play ball rush, but then we got in trouble because kids kept on getting their buttons ripped on the front. McDonald's ice cream machine is broken. Always broken, isn't it? No matter what. Always broken. Rico breaking. Defensive line there. Christie found the pass to Sullivan, who then got that offline. And finally, says Spider-Mick, is it raining? Nope. Clear as. Beautiful day. And I got to go. See you later, says Sean. See you later. Good luck with next week's rugby game. If you are playing, that is, which I assume you are. Now, 8 points to nil in favour of the Blues. So they were $4 underdogs. Now the Fijian Drua go to $10 underdogs, just like that. I believe that will be because they will be down by 10 points. Kai for coconuts. KFC no jokes. Says Nuzzy Williams, and come on the draw, potentially hang in there. Your time will come. Says, look, that is a nice kick from Barrett, now making the score 10-0 in favour of the Blues. Now, the tricky part is the Fijian Drua can't allow this momentum to continue because just in the last little while, we've seen a lot more attacking coming from that Blues side. Fijian Drua still had a couple good runs. I mean, Drua Sisi, we saw him try and pierce his way through, but Mark Talia, it's just been proven if that man doesn't drop the ball, the Blues score tries. Maybe that is something they should work on. Keep it in their hands. Oh, big run back from Sam Derry, but doesn't manage to take it off kickoff. But instead, Harry Plummer ends up with it 20 metres out from the Blues line. Now Christie looking to fire it back to Bowden Barrett. Better angle option. That is a fantastic kick. Do they want it quickly? They certainly do. Throwing the ball across, nicely taken by Frank Lamani. Up to the halfway line. Now nice big step. It goes into Sawani Vakina. Also, Aroni Sal touched the ball yet. Aroni Sal not in the... Oh, he is in the starting line. That's how little he's touched the ball. I didn't even realise he was out there. No. Hasn't really touched it. He might get it. No, it's gone dead again, so he didn't get the chance, unfortunately. And can't allow the Blues to get momentum rolling. All else. Here's Nate. And also, hey, I had my rugby game today and lost 34-17 at home. Hope we can get a win in the next couple of weeks. I only get 2 more home games, says he. So hopefully it does go well. Big thing is to learn from your losses. Make sure you stay fit as well, because that's the hardest thing. If you're playing rugby, but you feel like you're getting puffed after a couple minutes, that is when you really need to keep on going for those runs, keep on building up a bit of stamina, which is what these players will be feeling at the moment. How many kilos of beef you can eat per day if you're given the choice? A fantastic question, Coding. I've never tried to eat a maximum amount of beef in a day. It hasn't really been something I've been like, oh, I might as well give it a try, see how much of this I can eat. I would say, I mean, any more than a couple 100 grams of beef, you're not going to be feeling too great, I wouldn't think. Like, so maximum amount of beef that I could eat in a day, I guess the maximum I've had in a day is maybe like 250 grams, but maybe I could eat 500 if I really tried. But yeah, that's 500 grams, not kilo. Yeah, not kilograms, by the way. Little amount. So you support the Blues? Says, did he? No, I don't. But I support good games of rugby. Keto diet, says Nazi Williams. Yeah, that's the tough one, isn't it? Gilbert, the only rugby ball makers we have. Pretty much. They do a lot of balls. Although, who makes the rugby league balls? Someone else makes them. Can't remember who makes them, though, but I don't think it's Gilbert. And then he got 2 tries. So got held up for 1 and tackled at the 5 metre. And also choice too fatty. Prime beef the best. Standard way too fatty and more black and yellow. Says a Lightfoot. Looks like Harry Plummer's actually going to be lining up this penalty kick now from 52 metres out from the line. Relatively big boot. Heaps of meat. From heaps of meat pies. And Big Ben says nay. Well, actually, I took my mum out for lunch yesterday. I was working during the morning. And then I came home for lunch. Ended up undoing some screws on the foundation around here because we are putting in a little room. And then I pretty much just said, hey, Mum, I'm going to take you out for lunch. So we ended up going to the local bakery and I had a steak and cheese pie. And it was like roast beef in pie form. It was nice enough. It's kick successful from Harry Plummer. So that'll make it now 13 points to nil. Steak for breakfast, lunch, tea. 2 kgs of steak. I'd feel rough though. Like imagine eating that much steak, just how your body, like trying to get all that fiber and the iron. Like, your body just would go into shock, I think, if you ate beef to that extent. Nothing wrong with a Big Ben pie, eh, Nate? Says Nazi Williams. Now, nice run from Mira Mira. Finds the offload up to Thanakai Vata, the Fijian draw. This is one of their best attacking opportunities now. Tite Teller on the outside. Osefo Masi already scoring 6 tries throughout this season. Wouldn't mind. And 1 or 2 more here. Now another inside ball. Goes to Herite, passed into Sam Derry. Milked that one very nicely, Frank Lamani, but they've still got the advantage. Now they can really throw everything into this. It's a bounce pass out to Akinaveri. He's also scored quite a few tries throughout this season, trying to break away from the tackle. Rico Ioane was just able to take him down. Now Lamani goes across. Tanakai Vata scores the try for the Fijian Drua. He's done it again, just like he did throughout all of his Sevens career, scoring tries for fun, and that gets the draw back into the contest. They were $10 underdogs, now down to $6.50. Go the draw, go. There's Napoleon and also KFC plus the chips, the burger, the chicken, the chips, the burger, the chicken, the chips. That's a lot of burgers and chips. Who is hungry? So it sounds like you, as you put earlier on, you were hungry. Now, nice pass. And ended up just a missed tackle. It was actually the man who initially gave away the penalty as well, Sam Derry, who ended up missing the one-on-one tackle, which then allowed Whanakai Vata to go straight through. Yes, try time. There's Mr. Billy, but the Fijian Drua now just that little bit further back into the match. I love KFC cheese fries. It makes you hungry more. Says Coding. I haven't actually tried their loaded fries from KFC. I hardly have their regular fries. I couldn't say fries for a second there. I made like a makeshift slider the other day. I got a fillet and then got a bun and then put it in the middle. Drew really lifts it home. They certainly do. And this scenario here is no different to what we saw when they were playing the Crusaders. They were down, then they managed to fire back with the intensity and just that drive to want to succeed in the 80 minutes. I'm hungry. I'm about to eat everything in the kitchen, and that's nice lunch with mum at the bakery. Love the bakery pies. Says Blues Nate. Yeah, it just seemed like something that would be nice to do. She was at home doing a little bit of computer work. I was just like, hey, go to a bakery. Although I was surprised because I said it was my shout, but she didn't want any of the other stuff other than a pie and a drink. I was trying to convince her she should get like one of the nice slices that they had there, or like, you guys seen yo-yos, the ones that are like shortbread, butter filling, and then shortbread again. Lolly cake, all those ones were there, and I was trying to get her to pick one, but she wouldn't take one. Oh, the ball is out, so that means now Frank Lamani under a huge amount of pressure. He's done extremely well, though, to keep that on the side of the Fijian Drua and not get the rocks and sticks thrown at them after the loss. There's Nazi Williams. And I tried telling him feta yesterday. Boy, it was hot as Spider making fish and chips. There's Reed. Well, yesterday I had the chip side of things and I caught a fish, so almost 40 meters out from the line now. Only 4 minutes remaining, and the advantage does now go the way of the Fijian Drua. The referee's thinking about blowing his whistle. He was pretty much going back and forth, deciding sides to play on just for now. Tiawaru Davida drops the ball. That makes it nice and easy for the decision. And spider top pies are nice. Or potato, sorry, not spider top, potato top, I should say. I missed them Big Ben pies. New Zealand won't send any to Oz. That does suck. Is there any way of getting around that in terms of importing them from somewhere? Your Big Ben pies. Tell you what, Nate, I'll do a straight trade with you. I'll send you Big Ben pies in some sort of legal way if we can, if you send me a box of Australian mangoes. That seems like a brilliant deal. We both get what we want. I love mangoes. You love pies. We'll make it happen. Come on, the Blues. Get in there and do it. Hi, Hamish. There's David the Mole. Welcome in, mate. You are doing extremely well. Currently close. 6 points difference between these two sides. Canaverdi throwing the ball in. Are you excited for the game later on, David, between the Chiefs and the Satyrs? That's a big run from Sawani Vikena. And what is the little tease? Is that pi? Is that supposed to be pi? Times 3.18. I thought pi was 3.14. 1415. What is it? 3.14. Yeah, something like that. What a deal. Says Nazi Williams. And did the Blues do a Haka? They certainly did. That's the thing. I don't know which would cost more. I'd say the mango probably costs more, but then it would be cheaper over there because they're so common. So it would be, you'd have to work out the pie to mango ratio of trade. 3.14. I thought it was 3.141536. Is that correct? Maybe. Another overthrow there. And the Blues able to jump on it. Sawani Vakina has it available now. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. The Blues, they have got the advantage for the knock on. Now, Bowden Barrett goes across nicely. Harry Plummer at 12, the man who managed to kick it from 52 meters out and over. Oh, saw for power and precision from the big man, and he gets over the line through the tackle attempt of Rabatamata, and that is a try right at the end of the first half. It's 10. There's a 10 there. Yeah, Hamish can't wait. In my part of New Zealand, Maketu pies are king. See, I think here it's Mackenzie pies, if I'm not wrong. Maybe. Oh, the sweet boss stacks of mangoes for the Kiwi lads coming up. Cheers, Blues and 8. And also, I will let you know when we can send. I'll make sure there's sweet mangoes. That's the best kind, isn't it? I don't know whether you're allowed to send fruit though. I feel like the pies would be easier to send than the fruit, wouldn't they? Because fruit, then they're like fruit flies and bugs and whatnot. Whereas pies are like there shouldn't be a bug in a pie. If there is, then something's wrong with the pie anyway. Best brand of beer in New Zealand? I wouldn't actually know. I know that when my parents went to Australia, they went with Hahn beer. They actually said that that was quite a nice drop. But here, my mum drinks Heineken's and my dad drinks DB. And yes, keep them coming, Blues. Here's Spider Mick, Bowden Barrettson, and 2 from 2 at the moment. 22 meters out. This has 10 seconds remaining in the first half. So more than likely, we will end up seeing the end of the first half with Bowden Barrett. And I think that's supposed to be the pie thing, isn't it? For my one, it's just coming through as 2 little T's. And I was like, isn't there Jimmy's pies down south? Yeah, Dad will have a Jimmy's pie for lunch sometimes when he's working. Like if he's really busy, I'll end up heading down, finding a Jimmy's pie and then bringing it down to him with a drink and a Kit Kat or a like flake or Moro or something when we've been working. I also love a mango ice block. They're absolutely fantastic. You can tell I like mangoes, can't you? Hang tight, Drua. You're still in this dog fight, and it's over. The answer is 10. There's a 10. Nicely taken by Caleb Clark. Will kick that ball into touch, and that will be halftime now, ladies and gentlemen. DB Yuck. Yeah, it's not quite Waikato draft, is it? I know that's quite popular up north. Double browns. I think some people drink double browns down here. I'm going to very quickly. I wonder if I can. That one's there. That one's there. When did George leave fishing? One moment. I'm learning. I'm going to see because I know that is Junaid still here? We've still got Junaid. I'll try and show Junaid and everyone. One moment. We'll go like that. We'll go like that. There we go. Right. That is all good. We'll move that back because I think I was lagging a little bit. When is the Toulouse 7? 2 weeks' time. So it does take place. Did you see the Highlanders Haka last night? I did not. I didn't actually get to catch that game. You drink Kingfisher beer? I have not. And also, now what? Says it Denny. Well, it's half time. And Heineken over DB all day. And Bullock Kiwi Lad says, Natindra, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Where's George? He's at his house at the moment. I think he's doing some editing. But me and him are actually going to go fishing straight after this live stream. We're going to end up going out for a couple hours and then coming back to do the Chiefs versus Crusaders game. On the screen says Butterbeck and also VB always put New Zealand Farmhouse to bed early. Victoria a bit of too strong. New Zealand. Also, what's the score? It says Sabu at the moment it is 20 points to the Blues, 7 for the Fijian Drua. So, oh no, says John. And there, no, it might go all right fishing. I'll wear the GoPro again, I guess. And also, I thought you were showing the fish's pics, says Coding. I was getting it almost ready, although I think we've lost Junaid, which was someone who was very keen to see it. I'll see what I can find in terms of the perfect moment where you can see multiple fish in the footage, because I feel like that will be something that's it's not rugby related, but it is still. Is it sports? Is fishing a sport? It's more of a hobby, isn't it? Well, we'll just go like this. Grab that one, move that. Yeah, there we go. That's good footage. Go about there, click there. I'll mute it. I'll have to also mute everything else though, just to make sure we don't copyright. And Waikato is drunken up here, says David, and B Dark soon says John. Yeah, we'll be, but if we get out there, like the way that the fish are running at the moment, like we'll probably end up catching one anyway, or at least a few if they are in their school just in front of us. Like yesterday, we caught about 12, and we were only there for a couple hours. Half time. There we go. We'll add that. We'll go like that, and then we'll remove that. Share our other screen, but not with the rugby on it. Go here and here. Hopefully, with a bit of luck. Yep, there we go. You guys can now see what I can see. Put that up in the top corner. I'll make it bigger. There we go. Oh, the problem is that half-time thing, though. That's actually going to be in the way. I'm going to have to move that briefly, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go fishing with George unless you like swimming. And have you been to Fiji? Have you done any commentary from Field Direct? I haven't, but my parents are going to be going to Fiji in 3 weeks' time. My dad's playing in a golf tournament. So, yeah, they're going to be over there. That'll be the second trip that they've gone to Fiji that I've ended up staying home just from busyness and whatnot. Right. So this is my rod, ladies and gentlemen. Sentence I didn't think I would say in the online world. So pretty much we're looking down at this part here. As you can see, that's the ripple of the fish that I've got on my line. That is the ripple of the fish that are following. So if I go a little bit further forward, you can see one fish is just popped up there. There we go. You can see a couple tails. They're different fish. If we go forward, there's a fish over here. Down here, that's a fish. That's a fish. It doesn't come through on the camera too well, but that's a fish, 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 that's a fish. Okay? Half time at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, which is why we have got pictures of the fish, but at the moment the Blues are winning this game 20 points to 7 at the moment over the Fijian Drua. You can just see them all. One of them's coming towards me. That's the one that I've hooked, but they're all just swimming around in this top section here. That one, couple of them went off in that direction there. Is that a fish? Yeah, it is a fish. There's just, I'll play it in real time so you guys can see a little bit more of what I'm talking about. But be sure to look around this area of the screen. What's a fish? Yeah. I see fish quite a bit in the last little while. Here we go. This is in full time. Watching down there, and you will just see, as you can see, they're all tails. They're all, the thing is, those are all fish, right? They're all that got off, by the way, unfortunately. But it wasn't the worst thing in the world because I think I throw it straight back out and I get another one. But that's the thing with here at the moment, the kahawai are just all trapped in this area around this lake. So they're all just in there. This is the box that closed off. There we go, hooked again, just like that. Then it got off, and then I just gave it a yank. Boom, got another one. There we go. It's fish time. You know what I'm saying? Right. We'll go back to the rugby. Where's that fish? There's that fish. You just see it out there. It pulled me around a little bit. It gave me a bit of a biffo, but we got him in the end. The more you know. So yeah, that's where we're going fishing tonight. And I would say unless everyone has already been there and caught all the rest of the fish, we might get another one. Who got off? Oh, me, looking at all those. Yeah. You know, it was good fun, but also very scary because I had to put a fish down, didn't I? So that was unfortunate. There we go. We'll put that back up on the screen so people know exactly what the score is. Perfect. Wowzers. Says Lightfoot earlier on. Too good. And poor you. Says in the Tendra. And also our beautiful view boss. Damn, it's nice. Also, go down to the sea and apologize to the rest of the living fishies, Hamish. You took one of theirs. Well, the thing is, I was actually going to try and catch a couple kahawai, put them in some water to keep them alive, and then put them into the ocean so that they wouldn't die in that bit because they're actually stuck in there. So eventually that food's going to run out. They'll probably die of starvation. So what I was going to do is I was going to get a bucket or a big bin of some sort, put water in it, keep the fish alive when we caught them out of there, and then put them into the ocean so that they could survive, go off, live their fishy lives. Unfortunately, though, I learned that if you don't do it in a group of 6, they get depressed and die anyway. So it's a bit sad, you know? And Blues definitely brought the All Blacks players to play, and now the Drua are getting what they asked to face the music in the second half to either complete or combust. The fishing channel. There's a mahi mahi. No, they were just Kawai and okay, like, or kind of, it's almost a river. Like it goes river both sides, and then it just goes out into a bigger, I guess, body of water rather than so much as a lake. That makes sense. Fishing line. Says CBT. Hamish, how long? A long time, buddy. How you doing? Welcome in, Carl. I don't think we've talked since AEW, maybe? Or when you were about to fly back. I don't think we've seen you too much other than that. Was going to join earlier, but was watching the Kings Warriors game. I'll let you away with that one, Carl. Yeah, I hope you have been keeping well. Beautiful water. There's coding. Yeah, that is where we're going today because it's actually gone sunny outside, which is fantastic news. Earlier on, it was overcast, looking pretty rough. So we will be heading down after this live stream. And then, yeah, we'll be going down trying to catch a few fish, maybe catch a couple of kahawai, and then head home afterwards. Do the live stream between the Chiefs and the Crusaders, and then later on tonight do Leinster versus Toulouse. Yeah, hopefully you're enjoying your trip at the moment, Tony, in Malaysia. George still keeps on saying that you've gone to Asia as if that is the country. But we're slowly getting there. I was busy making money, basically work. I'm good, thanks. Well, at least you're making the money. You know, for myself, at times I work and I don't make the money. So it's a good one to have. But a business savvy, that's the word, isn't it? Territory 55% for the Blues at the moment in this contest. Penalties conceded 4 and 4. So actually good discipline from both of these sides so far throughout the contest. Defenders been in 16 for the Blues, 7 for the Fijian Drua. And didn't realize fish were social creatures. Well, you make sense. They gather in schools. But yeah, those kahawai, like the other day, they've slowly been fished because everyone keeps going down there and trying to get them. But like, yeah, the other day there would have been 100 in the water, all in a swimming school. Like people were throwing in their rods, or not their rods, their lines. You don't want to throw your rod away, definitely not. There are fish in there, but yeah, they were popping it in, get in one fish, taking it off, throw it in, another fish, take it off. George going too. He certainly is. It will just be me and George. I tried to convince my mum that she should come, but I don't think she's too keen. Plus, she doesn't have a fishing license, whereas me and George do. So she would only be able to watch. We follow rules, which is quite a shame. Not the following rules part, but the fishing season there actually finishes in 2 days. What about Dad? He is golfing at the moment. He was keen after golf, but the problem is by the time he gets down there, because it's about 20 minutes away, so by the time he gets there from playing golf, it's about 5 p.m. And then, like, you might still get, in fact, no, it would be a little bit later than that, probably about 5:15. You might still get 45 minutes of fishing in, but I'm sure he would have liked a little bit more time. So I think I'm going to take him tomorrow fishing. Play golf, I play it badly, if that counts. I can hit a ball. It's just whether or not that ball goes straight or that ball goes far is a different equation. But, like, I'm not terrible at it. If you looked at me playing golf from a distance, you'd be like, oh, yeah, he plays a bit. But if you come up close and you see me playing, you'd be like, you know, I can putt all right. That's the thing that I do all right. You do a rugby live stream while fishing? Wait, do a rugby live stream while fishing or just do a live stream while fishing? I feel like that would be very brutal. Because GoPros you can live stream, can't you, if I'm not wrong, if you've got data connected through it. But I don't think that would be a good idea. Just because if anything goes wrong and a fish, like, ends up exploding, which it wouldn't. But, like, yeah, I don't know whether you'd be. I'm going to Google fishing. I know that Grego's done it before. Fishing live. Anyone fishing at the moment on YouTube? Um, no, that's just a picture of a guy touching a fish. That's a bit weird. Who's live at the moment fishing? Underwater fishing pier camera. Okay, that's yeah, no one's there because it's night time. There's a fish cam which has a fish in a small tank. Oh, three fish in a small tank in Oregon. There you go. Yeah, it doesn't seem like many people are fishing live at the moment. So I don't know whether or not I don't know if it's in YouTube's like guidelines to be able to fish live. I know that sounds weird, but I'm just worried about the blood and that kind of thing. If you were an educational channel, maybe. Oh, Ollie's the one for that live fishing. Ollie's the one. Ollie's the one. Ollie's the one. Ollie's the one. No, it's trying to teach me how to do a skateboarding Ollie. Is Ollie a person? I missed out on a lot of rugby. I only watched the recent Stormers game. They lost that game, didn't they? Up against Munster, if that's the one. Yes, take us there, Hamish. Might get in trouble though. YouTube might be angry at me. You know, can't have YouTube angry at us. They're our boss, I guess you could say. Currently still half time. Second half won't be too far away from getting underway though, ladies and gentlemen, and then we will be straight back into the action. Currently down by 13 at half time, the Fijian Drua. Yeah, I feel like because I'm not an experienced angler, they might get angry at us to show the fishing. That is true. If I have like a GoPro set up or a camera set up so that it only shows the water, maybe it would be all right. Good game so far. Blues given the ball a lot. Well, given the ball a lot, but happy with the score. Yeah, the Blues will take being 13 points up at the stage because after that first 23 minutes, it seemed like could have gone either way. Showing Aaron Smith drinking his Masachi. Drive for show, putt for dough. That's what they say. So I putt for dough, but I drive rubbish. At the moment is the best way of describing it, but we're working on it. I'll have to get a golf membership again so that I can go out there. Although I think it's like $500 for the season or something like that. Me is going to have to make a bit more money first somehow. Working in it. Just showing that round 10 is continuing. Moana Pacifica versus the Rebels, the next game. Then it's Chiefs versus Crusaders. We will be covering that one on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. After we have been fishing, we will either have very fishy hands or we will have non-fishy hands. Hopefully non-fishy, but also hopefully fishy. Because or else then we would have just been casting for ages. Good game. Do you reckon the Drua for an upset? Hope you're well, my guy, says Blues Nate. We could have Mum on the camera. She could be the camera woman with the tripod, swiveling it round, following us. Are there any Bigfoot sightings in the South Island? Not that I know of. If I type in Bigfoot in New Zealand, has anyone actually Googled Bigfoot in New Zealand before? It doesn't look like it's a highly recommended search. One man's mission to locate New Zealand's very own Bigfoot. Okay, so he takes drugs. New Zealand monster sightings. Maybe. Mohau is New Zealand's Bigfoot, apparently. We'll stick. Tell you what. We'll watch a free documentary after this. Not as a group, but I'll put it on me watch later. How do I do that? Save it. There we go. Watch later. I'll watch a thingy about New Zealand's Bigfoot after this live stream. Or after we go fishing in the next stream. Right. Second half just about to get underway. The drive there. Show us a bit of your town. There's John. Although if we take George's vehicle, his windows are extremely dirty. You may not be able to see too much at all. Dan Sullivan kicks it off. It's high, nicely taken by Frank Lamani. UFO sightings in the South Island. We've got this weird drone that flies over our area at night time, which I don't know what it is, but it must be allowed because or else then I'd assume that they'd tell it to be taken down. But yeah, it just kind of flies around in or not circles, but just round the outer border of the town. Right, straight away, penalty goes against the Blues for the second half. FIJIAN DRUA. They'll be disappointed that they did only get the one try in the first half, but they have got the potential to get many more. And Chinese spy balloon, says John there. And Blues want to kick or will want to kick on and not let the draw back in like every other team who has played in Fiji this year. It's just a drop ball from the Fijian draw when the kick was returned downfield. I think that was actually Osifa Masi who did end up putting that ball down. But that was a bit earlier on. Now Frank Lamani has got the ball in the hands of the Fijian draw. Now brilliant run from Hiriti Atete, 10 metres out from the line. The draw looked like they found that little bit more aggression at the start of the second half. Ikanaveri rolls it back to Frank Lamani. Now another step of Sifu. In fact, no, sorry, it was actually Drua Sese, almost a turnover for the Blues. Ball stays on the side of the draw. Lamani looking off to his left, had no one out there. A nice pass. I believe that was Samu Tawake. Now Lamani, flat ball, made it tricky for the Fijian drawer forward to take. Now the penalty goes their way as well. They might consider the quick tap here. Frank Lamani looking for it, thought about it, decides against it. Right, I don't think they're going to take the 3. I can guarantee you that. Go the Chiefs and the Crusaders. There's Christian there. Right, looks like they want to take this quick tap. They're just going to throw themselves at the line. Hope for the best. Like it's going to be the captain, Ikanaveri. Oh, he was a little bit ahead of the mark. Just gives him an extra meter to be able to drive forward, doesn't it? Here he goes. Ikanaveri off again. Oh, it's a rough play there. I think it was actually the replacement number 19, Krishna Mimbi. Now another drop ball from the Fijian draw, but they have somehow managed to regather. Didn't give themselves too many opportunities, though, to be able to crash at that Blues defense. Oh, drop ball again. It's gone backwards. This time, Lamani almost knocked it on. He breaks through. They may have to check it. That was a forward pass. They're rushing at the moment, the draw. It seems like they're not just allowing that ball to flow. Instead, they're trying to create something, getting panicky with that set piece rather than just passing it like they normally would. The draw coming up empty-handed. Nice pass out wide, though. Nice big carry. Every time the ball just ended up knocking through. There's a big yawn. It's actually turning out quite a nice day. It's about 16 degrees at the moment. I had a jersey and pants on. Feel like I may have overdressed for the weather. These players, no one wearing jerseys in the crowd by the looks of it. It is very warm. About 30 degrees, plenty of humidity. People who are smart are the ones in that stand in the background in the shade. Out of the heat. Now the scrum feed for the Blues, they are about, I'd say, 20 minus 15, 5 metres out from their line. Taking their time as well. There will be a drinks break during the second half. I should mention that normally goes for about 3 to 5 minutes while the players do rehydrate. 37 minutes remaining at the moment on the clock and 13 points difference. So the Fijian draw at the moment are $13 underdogs at this stage. I mean, Christie puts the ball in. The advantage goes the way of the Blues. And the Blues, they do get themselves their scrum penalty. Quite a bit of rugby on today, though. We've got 4 games of Super Rugby. The next game, Moana Pacifica versus the Rebels. After that, the Chiefs versus Crusaders. That's the next game that we are covering. And then later on, it is Western Force versus the Reds as the final fixture. Hold on, but Bowden Barrett now kicking this one downfield. Almost, just drifts into touch. Barrett got about as much distance as he physically could have on that kick. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't go with Zahn Sullivan's left boot there in that case to try and get those few extra meters, but maybe back in Bowden for that accuracy a little bit more. Swanee Vakina. Line out throw, about to put the ball in for the Blues. Nicely taken by Derry. Now the rolling, no, it's not straight. Now the Fijian Drua, they get themselves another scrum. That seems to be the trend at the moment, is just every time a team almost builds their momentum, they end up losing it. The Blues, they will be disappointed with how that one started. Ofa Tuangafasi taking some very deep breaths at the moment. He is not happy with the fact that it is so hot. But Sawani Vakina, a little bit unlucky, but the fact that Derry did catch it on his outside did make it a little bit more obvious that I wasn't too straight. And I can see the first half highlight. There's Liviana there. Sadly, we can't show the highlights, but we can tell you the Fijian Drua, they managed to get themselves the one try. It was Ilya Thanakaivata, 7 superstar, doing extremely well and getting the try for the Fijian Drua. For the Blues, we did see the try from Rico Ioane or knock on, and also Cameron Suafua managed to get himself the other try alongside 2 3-pointers, 2 penalties. Come on, the Blues, says Ed. Another drop ball. This time Frank Lamani tried to fire the bullet pass away to Asefa Masi, who did end up putting the ball down. Lingers at the moment sitting 6 and 6. Here we go. Daniel might be coming fishing as well, lads. I've just learnt. I'll send George a message quickly. There you go. Perfect. Sorted. Big scrum here from the Blues, pushing the Fijian Drua backwards. They have now got themselves the penalty advantage. Bowden Barrett, wide cutout pass. Too wide, though. Zahn Sullivan ended up going over his head. Now Caleb Clark with his American football throw. I feel like that was just a case of, look what I can do. Now the penalty goes the way of the Blues. Still 13 points difference. You can see the strain and the sweat dripping down the face of Samu Tawake as he looks on and realizes he might have to have a couple more scrums before he gets to go off the field. The Blues will once again kick this one downfield to touch, though. Bowden Barrett. Sit out. Now about 30. No, in fact, it's going to be a bit further out. 43 meters out from the line. Good work from Hoskins to Tutu in that scrum to just keep that ball drifting along behind them. Swani Vakina throwing the ball, and I don't think they'll be too far off making the sub of Kurt Eklund. But for now, the rolling maul now for the Blues starts up 40 meters out from the Fijian Drua line, slowly trying to push it towards the touchline. They have ended up giving away the penalty advantage, though, again. Swani Vakina now placing the ball, bit of a counter ruck there from Chris Namimbi. Knock on comes from the Blues, and they'll be going back again for another penalty. That is against 6 white, which I believe would be Viliami Miramira. Collapsing the maul, came in from the side a little bit too, which wouldn't have helped him out much. Now Bowden Barrett once again has the option of kicking this one down towards the touchline. Now this is something that the Fijian Drua needed to avoid. The fact that there's just penalty after penalty after penalty going against them. The Blues are making a lot of meters. They've gone from 22 meters out from their own line to now 15 out from the Fijian Drua line. Okay, so he's actually on this, he was on this near side and he kind of dragged it down awkwardly and they ended up falling over the top of him. Swani Vakina again with the throw. Not a lot of time for the Fijian Drua to be able to keep the ball so far throughout this first half. Been told to use it once. Samu Tawake at some point may get told that he has to move. Oh, the ball's popped out. Was it a knock on? Or they still say play on? Now Philly Christie off to Plummer. Barrett. A flat pass to Rico Ioane. They now find themselves 10 metres out from the line. Mark Talia has a crack round the side of the breakdown with the pick and go. Almost juggled it as well. Now Christie. Short ball to Adrian Choate. Spins. Gets within a metre. Christie has to make the decision. Which forward does he want to give it to? Ofa Toinga Fast. He puts his hand up. Takes on one carry. Now Cameron Suafua on the arm of the Blues player. Who was it? Got flattened out. He's underneath. I think it's Dalton. Yes, it is. Dalton Papali'i gets another try now for the Blues. And their lead extends. 27 points to 7 now. 3 for the season so far from Dalton Papali'i. Looking puffed at the moment, but everyone is out there on the field. That is why subs will be so important. And also we have got there, the God of Rugby is empathetic. The Blues by 37 to 51 there as well. I did see earlier on, I actually missed your original, yeah, 38 to 51 was your original prediction. So now you've gone 37 by 51, so you've changed it a little bit. That was a great try from Dalton Publi, though. Now the Drua find themselves, it's a tricky scenario. They're $36 underdogs. Just probably fair enough at the moment. They wouldn't need three converted tries in a row without the Blues scoring a single point to get themselves the victory here in Latoka, but that kick has gone over. 27 points to 7. A little bit more of a difference in the scoring compared to what we did see last time that these two sides went head to head. I think it was actually a relatively close game last year, if I'm not wrong. To see the Blues make a real statement in this game. Says Ed, draw sub should be coming soon. Says Mr. Billy. Yeah, they've got a few good options. There you go. There we go. George was asking questions. We had to deal with him. Nice run from Hoskins to Tutu up to the halfway line now for the Blues. Finley Christie off to the right-hand side. Dalton Papali'i. Nice drive. Adrian Choate goes to Finley Christie. Almost juggling that one. Cameron Suafua. Now Harry Plummer. Blues starting to make a lot of meters. Just their little runs. Bowden Barrett tries to kick him behind. Big shot being put in. Barrett tries to grub her. Going to be the advantage in favour of the Blues again. Now Ricky Riccatelli recently made his way out onto the field. 2 knock-ons in a row, they've said. The Blues, they do still need one more try to be able to unlock that bonus point. That should be doable. Is Roger Tuivasa-Sheck playing? He is not. He is instead back with Union, I guess you could say. Oh, sorry, back with League. I think he's actually more hanging around the Warriors camp than the Blues at the moment. I think they're just checking those knock-ons. Finley Christie had the second one, but the first was the Fijian Drua player. 20 points difference at the moment between these two sides. Is it going to be a bit too one-sided? They are making the subs now. Takiri making his way out onto the field. I assume that they would have to do it at some stage because those forwards will be getting tight. They're getting forced backwards at scrum time. Finley Christie feeds the ball in for the Blues, and already from that first initial push, they've gained the momentum. They get the advantage once again. You can see the fatigue now all over the Fijian Drua forwards' faces. Finley Christie off to Bowden Barrett. Big shot put into him by Revovo. Now Cameron Suafua, he's already scored himself one try today. Finley Christie back across to Zahn Sullivan. Now Clark close to the touchline. If he wasn't picked for the ABs, he would go early to the Warriors. What do you think, says Ed? Probably. Like, I don't see him getting selected for the All Blacks, though, now that he said that he's not going to continue playing Union. So I feel like that would be a wasted position that someone else who is going to continue could play, if that makes sense. Going back again for the Blues. Penalty, front row collapsing. Unfortunately, the Fijian Drua, they're in that scenario of if there's too many more that end up going down in the front row, they probably will end up with a yellow card, but will just make their day a lot worse. But a merit decision, what are they deciding here? Do they go for the scrum? Do they give it to Bowden to kick for the corner? Looks like for Bowden. Last 4 penalties have gone against the Fijian Drua. They only had 4 against them at halftime, which is actually pretty good for them. But now, I believe they've ended up in the scenario of giving away about 8 in this match. Bowden Barrett kicks it for the corner. It'll be about 10 metres out again for Bowden. Just didn't quite have that angle to create a corner kick. Kanaveri, even though he is tired, trying to G on his side. It looks like Samu Tawaki, his day will be done. And Tiko now will make his way out there. Nicely taken by Sam Derry. Now trying to roll forward again. The advantage in favour of the Blues. 10 metres out from the Drua line. This ball might be stuck. Nope, I've given away another advantage. This is not good for the Fijian Drua. This is just how many can they have before they end up getting penalised. I've just realised I've got a massive triangle off to my side. That is due to the sun just shining in. I wonder if I move that. That's better. Although I would have to leave my arm out there holding onto it. If I get strategic, there is a rope. There we go. It looks a bit weird, but it will do. Seems like it works a little bit better. Go the Blues today. There's Reed there. Play on now for the Blues again. Dan Sullivan joining the breakdown. We haven't actually seen that man for a little while. And the penalty once again. Double blow of the whistle. This might not be good news. Could be a big problem. Okay. Next penalty down here is going to be a yellow card. What we have just heard from Ben O'Keefe. Pretty clear in his ruling. Right, referee, many warnings. How many warnings can they get away with, though? The Blues still giving away 6 penalties, so they haven't been complete angels in this scenario. I wonder if I can move that green screen forward without breaking anything. Because at the moment, it's got a nice triangle if I leave it back. Watching my brain tick over. There is a chair over here. Come on, chair. Cheers. Yep. There we go. We'll wedge that there. No, didn't work. It's that side. That's the problem. We will just hold it. All right, the Blues now have once again got another rolling more opportunity. I see a Kitty one. He has been taken out. Put out onto the field. Here we go. I feel like no one normally messages me, and now on this live stream, every one of the boys is saying about the fishing trip. Now, nicely back into the pocket. Way downfield. Massive kick from the Fijian Drua. That is important. Dan Sullivan now returning fire. Nicely taken again. There we go. The boys are coming around at 4 and we are going fishing, ladies and gentlemen. We will have to get the GoPro out so you guys get to see some action. Like at half time. Anyone who missed it, we showed some fish. Now halfway, Fijian Drua still 20 points behind. They need 3 converted tries. And this be the first of a few. No, it's another knock on. The pass was too far out in front. There was an advantage. I swear that was a knock on, but it's almost taken by Rua Sesi. Sam Knock makes the tackle on him. How big was the biggest fish? I think the biggest fish that we had was around maybe 7.5, 8 pounds, somewhere around there, which is pretty good sized fish for the water that it's in. But in terms of length, maybe around maybe 60 centimeters, just over half a meter from fin to mouth. So there's some decent sized ones in there. We'll see whether or not we catch any today. It's actually turned out to be a nice day. But there'll be plenty of people down there already fishing, I would think, seeing as it is the weekend. People everywhere. Now, Meta looks like he is going to be going off the field. And this is actually, I think the drinks break still hasn't happened yet for the second half, but they might not be too far off using it. Yes, Samish? Go, bro. That's at the moment, says Nate. Yeah, as well. So yeah, hopefully our spot's there, the one that we were at yesterday, because that seems to be a good spot when they come round. But until they come round, everyone was fishing on that far side. On the draw says DK. Sam Knock now. Going to be feeding this ball in 40 metres out from the line. They did actually go back for that knock on that I called. Jordan and James Lay both out on the field as well now. Another advantage for the Blues. Oh, nice wide cutout pass. Well done from Beauden Barrett to recognise that he had Clark on his outside and didn't need to go for it straight away. A little bit of a counter right there from the Fijian Drua. Ball pops out the side, but it's on the touchline. They're going back for the penalty again. That's actually 10 metres out from the line this time. Scoreboard looks good for a game in Fiji. Then the Drua don't start playing until the 70th minute. There's the scoreboard. Oh, I might be able to fix this without fixing it too badly. There we go. That's actually all I needed to do. I just leaned it against my chair rather than the chair behind me. But it is right here, the green screen. They are now going to be having the water break. Scoreboard looks good for a game of Fiji. The Drua don't start. I just read that one, didn't I? And then I read it again. But yeah, I hope the Fijian Drua have a bit of a comeback. And they're $41 underdogs. That's actually huge. Tackles made, 84 for the Blues. Beauden Barrett begging the referee to give away a yellow card so that they can get a few more points on the board. Regardless of the results, it's a win for the Drua, her fan base and local communities. It's huge for them all economically. Very true. And I feel like it just makes me want to see a super round from Fiji even more. Right, we'll go like that. Go like that during the drinks break. There we go. Relaying the message. Only 20 minutes remaining. Ravovo fired up. Yeah, he's frustrated because their side on paper, they've got potential to do well in this game. They did it up against the Crusaders, but the Blues, I don't know whether it's just that pace that they've been able to set. The discipline has not helped the Fijian Drua again. Super Rugby sucks, says Shane. So what do you prefer, Shane, if that's the case? Now 20 minutes remaining, all going into touch. But luckily, no one's like forcing you to watch it. That's the good news. You don't have to watch the games as they take place. That is the beauty of the world. Now, nicely done by Cameron Suafua. Take that one down at the line out now, only 5 meters out from the line. Ricky Riccatelli, he's actually scored quite a few tries throughout the Super Rugby season. Marching here. Here they come all. There's going to be the penalty. Oh. Keith there has actually said that they were going backwards too much. So it becomes a Fijian Drua scrum. I'm quite surprised with that. He said that he told them to use it and then they went backwards. So because of that, it becomes no longer a rolling maul. I actually quite like that because there's many times that a rolling maul stops and then gets going again that, yeah, they normally don't say at any stage use it more than once. Like they'll say use it and then they don't do anything about it if they don't use it. And also we have got there, who do you think are the Super Rugby 2023 winners at the moment? I mean, the Chiefs have a good crack. The Blues, if they can get it right, have a good chance. And you've also got the Crusaders, and then, yeah, they're probably your three big dogs, and then maybe upset for the Brumbies. They get it right. Yeah, big games, but there's going to be a kick downfield from the Fijians. Caleb Clark off the touchline. Won't be able to go again. Lost without South Africa comp since they've gone European competition streets ahead, says Shane. And yeah, there's plenty of them to be able to watch. You've got the Champions Cup. You've got the Challenge Cup. We're going to be covering one of those two that are on tonight. You got the URC. You got the top 14. You got the Gallagher Premiership. All sorts to be able to watch. Yeah, that's the beauty of rugby. If you don't like one competition, you can watch other competitions and you don't have to watch them all. Like if you don't have time to watch them, it's all good. You don't have to watch them all. If you don't like them, you don't have to watch them. Hello, mate. What's your thoughts on the next game, says Robert? It's a tricky one for Moana Pacifica, but I think that this is probably their best chance to get themselves their first win. Whether or not that happens, though, is a different story. You've got to play the full 80. I can't stress that message enough. There's this news there. That's going to be a forward pass from the Blues. Once again, the Fijian Drua do survive a little bit longer. That sun is just following me. Moment, there we go. Fixed it. Oh, bit of push and shove almost starting to form here. Only 18 minutes remaining. Both sides just trying to keep their tempers for a bit longer. Also, do the Highlanders have to win every game now to get to the top of the table? Pretty much. And even then, I don't know whether or not they'll overtake the Chiefs. Sitting pretty decently. At the moment, Chiefs versus the Satyrs is huge tonight. Hopefully, the refs /CMO don't ruin the spectacle for us all. Says DK. Yeah, we are going to be covering that one on the channel as well, I should mention. Be sure to stick around for that. We aren't covering Moana Pacifica versus the Rebels, though. Should mention. Right, quick tap taken by the Fijian Drua. They were inside of their own 22. Massive run, but good hit from a Kiriwani to take him down. And that is a big hit to have to deal with just returning from a big injury. Ricky Riccatelli on the wrong side of the breakdown. How many games in a season? You normally end up with about, I think it's 13 or so regular season games, or 12. And then from there, you got your quarterfinals, semi, and final. So about 15 games, somewhere around there for them. DK Bear will be ready, says the snooze. Hello, Clark, almost able to keep that ball in the field of play. It does go out. So now the Fijian Drua 25 meters out from the Blues line. Riccatelli looks a little bit lost in that breakdown. Tried to join it from the wrong side. DK has got the beer. There's another big yawn. Yeah, quite a few of those today. I think it's because it's quite warm and I've got a hoodie and my pants on. I think as soon as the live stream's finished, I'm going to be taking both of them off. But I'm going to be replacing them, I should say. I have a shirt on the top half and shorts on the bottom half. Then we'll be ready to go fishing. Hopefully catch something. Super Rugby Pacific, Fab 4, Mediocre 4. You have 4 get-in sites. Or get-it sites. There's Shane in there. Although that is slightly, like, depending on your competition, there are always those sides that struggle. Like, you look even at the URC as an example, the competition the South Africans joined. Like, you wouldn't say that Zebre are a mediocre team. They are bottom of the bunch, unfortunately, for them. A couple of the other teams just a little bit ahead. So if you look at the Super Rugby table and compare it to, let's say, the URC table, out of curiosity, you find, you got 24 points for the Dragons, 11 for Zebre. Scarlet's on 34, 35, 38, whereas your top eight's looking at 40-plus points. You've almost got about a bottom 5 in the URC. Your mediocres go from 5 to 11, and then you got your top 4 who are quite a bit ahead of everyone else. So it's a similar format to what you see in a lot of competitions. And you got the top teams, the teams that could beat the top teams on their given day, but normally hang around that kind of 5 to 8 spot. And then you've got your teams down the bottom who do struggle to win, but can sometimes cause an upset. Fijian Drua, though, another opportunity for them. Oh, they're taking this one quickly. They do not want to mess around at the moment. The Fijian Drua, nicely taken. Now Matawalu going across again. Now, I've actually seen that our scoreboard has given them points, so I assume at some stage soon they must get their way through. Short side, and that's where they're going to do it. Whanakai Vata with his second try of the contest has got himself another one. Super Rugby is where world champions are born. Willie Webb Ellis, and the Chiefs knock out in the quarters and never make the semis, says Spider Mick. And what's your final score for the Crusaders Chiefs? I'm going to be harsh because the Chiefs won last time, and I feel like they do need a loss to then win the whole competition. I'm going to say the Crusaders win it 26 points. No, 25. 25 points to 15. That's what I'll go with. In fact, 25-18 I think is more likely. Or 25-21. Somewhere close-ish, but the Crusaders just sneak it. A prediction. Great work from Ilya Thranhaivata. All they need now is another 3 converted tries. Or 2 converted tries if this kick goes over. It is a tricky one, and we're only sitting 14 minutes away from full time. Some deep breaths now. And he gets it over. Valentini, great kick from the sideline. 14 points to 27 now. Now we are back into the action. I realized I was a little tiny bit behind on the coverage. We have come back in, and the Blues have now got themselves a rolling ball. Say goodbye to the Chiefs with the Crusaders, says Avril. Blues now move up to outside of the Fijian 22, Ricky Riccatelli. Good hands as he did have to catch it behind him. Now Sam Knock. Cross again to Cameron Suafua. He got himself one today. Sam Knock goes across to one of the Lay brothers. I believe that man was Jordan. Now Knock. Back to Barrett. Sullivan trying to break through. 22 metres out. The Fijian Drua need to try and win themselves a penalty here at some stage very shortly. AJ Lamb goes across to a Kiriwani. I should also mention that the Blues are quite far away from getting themselves the bonus point. They would actually need another 2 tries to be able to get into the bonus point position in the last 11 minutes, but they're getting closer to one now. Cameron Suafua, another strong carry, going off to the right-hand side. Bowden Barrett, big tackle on him in his midsection. Now Riccatelli going to Jordan Lay again. 5 metres out for the Blues. 11 phases and come on the Blues, says Avril. Oh, very close. Half a metre. Ricky Riccatelli considered going himself, but does leave it. I believe that will be James Tucker now. If he goes to Satutu, they're in. They decide to skip him, though, and it's going to be dropped by Zahn Sullivan. The penalty. They will go back for the original offside, though. Looks like the Blues wanted to take it quickly. Wasn't quite on the mark, the Oscar Satutu. We've got Tarana Marie. Hope they said that correctly. He's got a few emojis in there as well. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. 10 minutes left in this contest. Love your work, you lads. Kane's hard. And up the draw. Let's go, Fiji. There's Danny. And so how many going fishing now? I believe it will be 3 or it might be 4 if Daniel's girlfriend comes, which I haven't heard whether or not she is as of yet. I'll find out if she shows up here when Daniel comes. But yeah, 3 of us at the stage, me, George, and Daniel, and then maybe Daniel's girlfriend. So it might be 4 of us. And it's going to be extremely busy down there. Now that it's a nice afternoon, there will be people absolutely everywhere. So hopefully no one's in our spot because that's ours. And it goes good. By the way, Blues have played a bad game. Yeah, they haven't been great in this contest, the Blues. There's certainly still things that they will want to improve on. They've actually, this is quite interesting. The Blues now taking on the 3 points because they want that buffer outside of 2 converted tries. That just shows how threatening the Fijian Drua can be on attack, that they don't feel like they're out of the woods yet in this contest. Quarters were this week. Chiefs will play the Highlanders the way the Chiefs have been playing, and the Highlanders have been playing this season. I think we all know who would likely win. And Chiefs will smash the Satyrs. Sorry about it, eh? There's Nate. And the Canes and the Brumbies is how Super should be played. Drua and Moana. And that need to catch up. There's this news. Although Fiji and Drua have made a lot of progress this year. You look at what they did last year, they had less wins at this stage of the competition, and they've still got games remaining, but that kick did go over, so it is now 14 points to 30. The Blues have got themselves that nice buffer, which may just about be enough for them to walk away victorious, and Blues might be all right last minute, just get to the playoffs. So the Blues currently sitting on 26 points. With a win here, without the bonus point, that would move them ahead of the Crusaders. Whereas if the Crusaders win their game, if they get a bonus point from it, they'll actually move right up into second on the table. Whereas if they don't get that bonus point, they will still get second. So yeah, that bonus point talk was a bit of a waste in that case. But the Blues would certainly like a bonus point, get into that top 4 and have themselves a home final. That would be huge for them. I think at this stage, the Brumbies are the side that want to try. Oh, it's going to be a penalty in favour of the Fijian Drua again. Yeah, the Brumbies are probably the side that are most threatened in that top 5 at the moment. And the reason I say that is if they end up with a home final, I think they possibly win their quarterfinal fixture. So may at this stage either be up against the Tars, the Reds, or the Highlanders if it stays the way that it is. But if they lose that home field advantage, they could be playing either the Hurricanes, Crusaders, or Blues. That's pretty tricky. Who has replaced Stephen Petafetta? In this game, they went with Bryce Heem and AJ Lamb as the 2 players. The Blues almost beating the Chiefs. There's Avril there. And we need a bonus point, Blues, fingers crossed. There's Nate. So, yeah, they will need another 2 converted tries in the last 7 minutes, and the Fijian Drua currently on attack. Ikaneveri throws the ball in nicely, taken there by Nasela Sela. Kitioni Salawa, big shot on him. Mark Talia knocked the ball free. Now it's going to be stripped clean. So it is play on. Matawalu goes across again. Now big run from Apisulumi Vota. taken down. Bit of a counter ruck there from Bryce Heem. Didn't really. Oh, it's another knock on. Every time there's a little bit of a chance, another knock on from the Blues as well. We're going back for another scrum. How is the table affected by the bye? Says Shane. It's not really overall because everyone also has that same bye. So everyone at this stage has caught up. They had that round where there were 3 rounds in a row where only 4 teams play, but then yeah, they're all good now. I have a feeling the Chiefs won't win it. Something drastic will happen. Says Danny, I'm one of Pacific are going to do a haka for the culture round. More than likely they will, yes. Yeah, even the captain Ikanaveri is putting the ball down for the Fijians at the moment. So that just shows ball's just not sticking to the hands. That is for sure. Now, if the Blues do score themselves another try, they will more than likely play after the 80 minutes. If they do not score themselves another try up to the 80, they will kick this ball out. I have that feeling. Excellent commentary today, Hamish. Cheers, buddy, says David. We'll see you later on. Maybe we will end up seeing you for the Chiefs Crusaders. I think we're going to have George with us on that live stream, so be sure to check that out if you do want to. Or that ball for Mark Tillier just rolls into touch there. I'm happy that Scott Robinson's coach because he and Foster make the All Blacks play bad game. There's Avril. Now down to the 22. It will once again be the Fijian Drua who have got themselves their line out. Down to only 5 minutes remaining now. Zan Sullivan, great footwork. He was able to get that ball on the outside to Talia, and then it just slowly curled and to touch. How is Billy set? Billy is deceased. He actually died last November. So yeah, probably not great at the moment, but he was all right when he was alive. Now Matawalu going back across to the right-hand side. Nice step from, I believe that is the replacement number 22, which will end up being Valentini. Now Matawalu goes across again. Still inside of their own 22 here, the Fijian Drua. They may have to consider kicking this, but they don't often. And definitely, buddy, says David the Modern. Good, thanks, says Mr. Billy. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Says Ed Smith. He was an old pussycat, though. Like, he was at about 100 and something cat years, or human years in the equivalent of a cat year. So, yeah, he had a long, busy life. Now, Tamani looked for the offload, and it's gone straight back to the Blues of the Crusaders going to do the haka for the culture round. Maybe they might do one. We've seen them do one in the past. Now, Kiriwani, close to the touchline, wrestled down, almost out muscled there, and the counter ruck almost works out until the penalty goes the way of the Fijian Drua player, leaving his feet. Hands past the ball, the crowd are booing. They do not like Ben O'Keefe in this game. That's about the 11th penalty now against the Fijian Drua. Looks like Bowden Barrett now right next to the touchline has to try and create that angle. Yep, nicely done. See, if I was Bowden there, I almost would have been tempted to give it to Zahn to kick it over the far side of the field, seeing as there was actually quite a big gap. And the back of the Rebels going to do the haka for the culture round. Maybe not, but they will have some sort of pre-matched something that they do end up doing, I believe. For the Rebels. Now rolling more for the Blues. 3 minutes remaining on the clock now. Getting close to the touchline. Ricky Riccatelli offloads it back to Sam Knock. Now Heem goes to Barrett. Rico Ioane straightening with the run. This game has been won already by the Blues, but the question is, will they be able to get out of it injury-free? Nice run now from Ravatamata. They've ended up with the ball here, the Flying Fijians, and they are absolutely going for a nice pass off. Good hands from Upper Salome Vota. Brilliant offloading. And the Fijian Drua score themselves the try between the posts. Brilliant work. Ended up being Osefo Masi, the try scoring machine, did get himself that try. Or did he? No, they've gone back. Gone back for a scrum. Wait, in favour of the Fijian Drua. That has to only be a double knock on then in that case. It's nice to enter World Cup, not the favourite. It's dangerous for other teams. Right, so Ricky Riccatelli knocks the ball on. Then from there, I see nothing that says the Fijian Drua knocked that ball on or anything there. They had advantage playing. Why is that not a try? Forward pass where? What pass was forward? I don't know. The odds, or what odds are a 5-8 team winning Super Rugby Pacific, or which team? I mean, at this stage, the Blues are sitting in fifth, so they'll bump the Crusaders down to fifth. So relatively high for that kind of five. I'd say anyone other than six, like six Waratahs, Reds, Highlanders, so probably five is your big one at the moment for a team being able to win Super Rugby. I haven't actually looked at all of the betting odds, everything like that. I'm still trying to find that forward pass that the Fijian Drua had that caused them to have no try there. It's a brilliant play. They managed to get themselves right up the field with it. Now only 1 minute and a half remaining on the clock here. Matawalu ready to feed the ball in. Matawalu puts the ball in the scrum. Now only 80 seconds remaining. It looks like they've just decided we might as well go for a run like we just did. They'll call that forward as well, probably. Now, Rivatamanda, nice carry. Oh, looks like Zan Sullivan might have picked up a little bit of an injury. Fijian Drua win themselves the penalty, so they will take the quick dab. Drua Sisi gets going. They want to get within 7 here at the moment, the Fijian Drua, but it may be quite tricky to do with the defending from the Blues. He got a big slap on the head there, Adrian showed in the wrong place, wrong time. And another penalty goes the way. That was almost a cynical one from Adrian Choke, just to make sure that they slowed the game down. They were getting tired, so now it is going to be Valentini kicking it towards the touchline. Only 30 seconds remaining. Can you finish your live stream now, says Levi? There wouldn't be much point in that, seeing as there is still 30 seconds remaining. Tarana Marie has said something that I'm worried to try and say. So what we end up doing, oh no, I haven't got it open. I was going to say I'll just go and translate. Well, the Landers, Blues and Landers smashed British and Irish Lions, something they couldn't do, huh? Cheers, Nate. Now, going to be thrown in by Ikanaveri. 6 seconds remaining. Taken by Matawali. We will hear the full-time siren extremely soon. Nice ball off the Ravatamata. Now, the problem they've got here is they cannot get themselves the win from here. They cannot get the bonus point from here. But they will keep on attacking even after the full-time siren for the sake of trying to get that little bit more on the board. Valentini, ball on the outside. Wide cut-out pass. It's going to be over the top. It will be a knock-on from Mark Talia. And if it's called as a knock-on, which it is, I believe that is full-time. 14 points to 30. The Blues are victorious. Nonetheless, the next game that we are doing it is Chiefs versus Crusaders. Be sure to tune in for that game as well. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Full-time score 30 points to 14. We'll see you all for the next one.